Welcome to Candid Conversations with Candidates, brought to you by Crowing Power in partnership with Lakes Media Collaborative and the Brainerd Lakes Chamber. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm Lisa Paxton, and joining me is Bob Nystrom, who's a candidate for Brainerd School Board, ISD 181. Bob, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. We're going to start with your opening comments first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bob Nystrom. I'm a candidate for the Brainerd School Board. I'm a product of the Brainerd School District, as were my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my mother, and my children. One common denominator in this school district is that we have a great school district that has a proud tradition. And I can say that honestly because I can look back over the past 125 years and 5 generations and tell you that each one of those relatives of mine had a great education and took that education and used it in their profession or whatever job they had. Just to give you another example, I decided at an early age that I wanted to be a pharmacist. And as I entered high school, I thought, oh, this would be easy. And I knew one of the courses that I had to take was chemistry. And so that happened my junior year. My teacher was Bob Claxton. And I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. And so we get started in the class, and about halfway through the first semester, Mr. Claxton comes up to me and says, Bob, I need you out in the hallway right now. He points his finger at me, and he knew I wanted to be a pharmacist, and he said, you are currently getting a D in this class, and you are barely passing this class. You need to pick it up. And right there, I learned that I had to start studying harder, apply myself more, and I knew that if I wanted to be a pharmacist, I had to apply myself. He said, you're not even doing well here, and how do you expect to even get through college chemistry, let alone into pharmacy school? And he was totally right. So the backbone of our public education system is the teachers. To many kids in our school district, they are the only outside source they have other than their parents, and they have a tremendous impact on them. And I just want to say we have a jewel of a school district here, and I hope that we have a diverse population, and we need to apply that to each one of those kids.
Thanks, Bob. Let's talk about priorities. What would you say is your top priority if elected?
Well, the top priority in this school district is providing a proper education with the limited financial resources that we have. As I mentioned earlier, we have a diverse population enrollment in our school district. We have 6,500 students as of last year, and each of them has their own unique abilities or what they need for an education. And that's what the teacher will focus on. Not every kid is going to go to college. Kids are going to go to military. They're going to have a vocational career. Who knows? And we have to tailor their education to what each individual need is. And I think the district does a great job in that respect.
We have quite a slate of candidates to select from with this election cycle. Give me 3 things that distinguish you from the other candidates.
Well, number one is experience. I've served on the Brainerd School Board for 8 years. I have no learning curve, or a very little learning curve. I've been off for 3 years. So I have the experience. The second thing is I ran a business for 15 years in Brainerd, and I can apply those business experiences that I had. You know, a school district is not that much different than a business. And you manage a budget. The budget of the Brainerd School District next year will be about $70 million. In a business, you manage employees, and then you take care of your customers. And in the school district, your customers are the parents, the students, and the taxpayers. And you got to keep them happy. And if you have a successful business, you keep all the parties happy. And let's see, a third thing that I bring, I think just the experiences that I've had. My roots are here. I have a passion for public education. It had a major impact in my life, a major impact in members of my family. I love my community, and I'd like to serve again.
Share with us, what are your budget priorities and how will you pay for them?
Well, that's a good question. As I mentioned, the budget for the upcoming year is $70.1 million. And the biggest part of that budget is salaries, obviously. And the important thing is, as I mentioned before, we have a diverse population of students, and we have to try to teach to each of those students. And so I would love to see, my first priority would be smaller class sizes, wherever we can. And we have made a lot of cuts in the past few years. I would like to see us move back towards putting some of those in. Now, most recently, they lowered the athletic fees, which I think is wonderful. And I think we can look at other things too. A couple years ago, we brought back the building program. So,
okay.
All right. If that answers the question.
That did. Yes, it did. Let's talk about education in terms of workforce development. How will you ensure that students are prepared for the future workforce?
Oh, that's another great question. First of all, the Brainerd School District has a proud tradition of having partnerships with area businesses. And it started a long time ago with John Ward's program, where students were actually placed in businesses. We still have partnerships in place, and it's important that the kids see the different areas of the business community and how they might see something that they can turn into a career. It's just very important, I think, in their lives.
Okay. Last big question relates to the biggest challenge. What do you think is the district's biggest challenge?
The district's biggest challenge is providing a quality education with limited financial resources, and I think they do a great job. This is a jewel of a school district, and we've had to make some tough cuts over the past few years, but the district is still there, and we provide a quality education. I'm very proud of it, and I would like to serve again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And that concludes our formal questions, but it's an opportunity for you to add anything that we didn't touch on.
I can't think of anything.
Okay, that's great. Bob, thank you so much for joining us today. You have joined us for Candid Conversations with Candidates, and we hope that you vote November 6th. And for this and other interviews, visit votebrainerdlakes.com.